Alright. Hello, and welcome back to another episode here of Exploring and Storytelling. Last time we left off on this little jungle beach here, and to be honest, I don't quite remember what was going on. It's been quite a while since I've done really any recording or anything like that. Let me check settings real quick, because I feel like no, it's probably just personal settings. Yep, gotta turn that way down there. Let's turn music on. I don't see why it should be off. Normal difficulty. Video settings looking good. I'm gonna turn clowns on. Clouds, not clowns. I think I said clowns there. I'm gonna turn clouds on for this one because it's not hindering our building project. We've got particles, fancy. Okay, good. I think we're good there. Alright, so I have definitely taken quite a break here from some of the YouTube stuff, doing videos and whatnot. It's definitely been a couple weeks now. Um, just been sort of, I guess, somewhat burnt out on the whole thing. Um, Especially the building one, my building series with the cylinder and the mini cylinders and all that sort of good stuff. I just sort of just haven't really been feeling it. Just inspirationally and creatively, I just don't know where to go with that project. I spent a couple hours on it, and I built something and then took it down, built another thing, took it down, and then now I'm on sort of this final design, I guess, thing that I like, that's going to sort of incorporate the top of the build together, and I think that's honestly going to be the end of that project and that build, just because I don't know where to go with it, and just sort of from a creative standpoint, I'm just sort of done with it. Maybe I'll get some sort of inspiration later on that I want to continue working on, but pretty much at this point I'm kind of just done with it. I'm a little bit burnt out on that whole project. Looks like we got a cave there. I'd like to. Oh, is that? Did we find that one, or is this a new one? Either way, it looks like there's a cave here. I'd like to do a little bit of caving today to try to get some resources. Looks like there's an abandoned mine shaft too down there, which can be good and bad, I suppose. Let's see. Is this the one that we found, and have I been going in the opposite direction now for, well, about 2.5 minutes? Yep, that's the one we found already because it was floating. Yeah, that's the one we found. But okay, let's go see if we can find that cave entrance. Looked like it was around the corner over here somewhere. Like to get a little bit more geared up and prepared for things. The new update, or the update for Minecraft, is going to be coming out here, and it's going to be a biome update. And if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and take a look at a lot of the stuff Jeb has been talking about and tweeting recently. Let's see, do I have torches? I can make some. Let's just make a stack. Okay, we got a stack of torches there. That'll work. We got some coal. Got our horse armor for when we find that saddle in this abandoned mine shaft that we're going to be doing. I'm not going to bother taking that coal. Is this just a very tiny, doesn't go anywhere type of a cave? It looks like it is. There is a bit of a hack technique that you can use to sort of cheat view the world, if you will. So, because I'm recording at the same time, it's fairly taxing on the computer, and this is just any computer. So you get a lot of chunks here that don't load. So you can sort of hack your way through the world that way. But normally, when you're playing the game, you're not able to get that close. They'll generally render in or load before you get to that point. But what you can do is you take 2 blocks of redstone and 2 fences, and you dig down a 2x2. So you dig down like that. You put your 2 fences there, and then in the 2 blocks you're standing, you place your 2 redstone blocks, and then that will give you sort of a cheaty hack way of looking through the world. It's in a situation where you're doing sort of a LP, or you're doing more of a creative thing like this, I don't necessarily think it's too cheaty, as long as you're not just constantly using it to find abandoned mine shafts and stuff like that, or the end or anything like that. As long as you're not using it to completely cheat, I don't have a big deal with it. I think it's okay. sometimes it can be just difficult just to find a cave system. Is that a plains over yonder? It could be. Let's head over there and see what we can see in terms of a cave or whatever, because I would, like I said, like to get some resources here, but yeah, sort of going back to, I've just been sort of burnt out on just Minecraft in general. Like I said, I've played maybe 2 or 3 hours now off camera between the last episode of this, which this isn't even really, that much of a building type serious thing anyway, but looks like we just got some islands over here. That's a cool looking hill. That's a really cool looking hill. I believe the new Extreme Hills are going to have, and I'll get back to I'm getting sidetracked by the beautiful landscape here, but I believe the new update will have a lot of more trees in these Extreme Hills, which I think will be really cool, because as you can see, there's, what, one tree that we can see? That looks like a possible cave. Ooh, that looks like a possible cave, too. Break the boat. Thank you. Let's see. Break you. And no. Just a water glitch. Okay. Let's head up here. Got a bunch of gravel. Used to be in the old days, the rumor was wherever you found gravel, you just keep digging. And you keep digging through it, and you'll find a continuation through a cave system. That's no longer true, of course, but yeah, this is obviously not going anywhere. Oop. Not really going anywhere. Ow. But yeah, I've been sort of burnt out on the game in general. Only played a couple hours, and I'm just not very creative with it. I'm just not finding a creative sort of, or what's the word I'm looking for? Just creatively, I think I'm just not sure where to go on, at least on the Cylinder project. And this project is just, completely storytelling and wandering around, and sometimes just not in the mood to do that. In the building series, I can sort of get away with not necessarily wanting or having to talk as much, but that sort of brings me to another point. I think I'm going to change up the format for the building series. As it currently stands, I do, quotes and jokes and all that kind of stuff of the day. And if I'm having a hard time motivation just, sitting down and doing this series, which is just sort of a let's wander around the world and explore series, the motivation to go and find quotes and questions and jokes and go through and find ones that I want to use. If I don't have motivation to do this series, I'm definitely not going to have the motivation to continue building. And I like this game a lot more for building than I do for survival or exploration. Just the way the game sits currently, it's just not a great design for that. It's more, in my opinion, it's more of a building type of format. Oh, I'm not gonna make that, am I? Oh, that was scary. I think I may have had a sprint jump issue. So I think I'm gonna eliminate sort of the those series, they're not series, but those segments within that series there. I've been here because this is where I was last time, because I said that was cool. I'm doing circles. I'm not going anywhere, apparently. And there's just no cave systems. What's going on? There's just no caves. I just want to go find a cave so I can get some resources, and I can't even find a cave. What kind of game is this where you can't go caving to get resources? So I'm gonna eliminate. I may have a question here and there. See, my whole original idea and thinking behind having those series was making sure, or not series, but having those segments within the series was that I was going to use it for content, commentary content, because when you're first sitting out, and so if you've never done it, as everybody else who's ever done a LP type series has said it's always very awkward when you're first doing it, because normally when you play video games, you don't do commentary on it. It's not a natural thing for most people. And so I was using those as sort of a crutch to sort of talk and use it as something that a talking point, something that I could bounce off of when I didn't know what to say or didn't necessarily have anything to say. Now that I've done, I don't know, 10 or so videos, it feels a lot more natural to me, to the point where I don't necessarily think I'm gonna need to do that. So I still sort of want this to be a bit of a story series, and hopefully I'll be able to get into a story today. I just can't. I'm just not catching any lucky breaks. Now, with my luck, I've come all the way back basically to spawn, and this is going to be that never-ending taiga-esque biome. That's with my luck. But I just want to find a cave. Yeah, I guarantee I've explored that already. But have I? Have I explored it? What if I haven't? What if there's diamond in there and I haven't explored it? What if I have explored it and I end up just wasting time looking for it? Oh, there goes the water. Fighting water in this game, man, that is just such a pain. Alright, let's go look. I guarantee I've been here, though. I guarantee it. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it. Let's see. Oh yeah, because this is the one that I dropped down. Yep, because there's my pillar out. I've just gone in a big old circle to nowhere, and that is gonna be that taiga biome that is never ending, isn't it? Well, what if we go in this direction? Looks like plains. Could find some horses there. So today, what kind of story can I tell? What kind of story would be interesting? Ooh, a village. Have I been to this village? Probably. This is my original village. Of course it is. So between last episode and this episode, I've completely made up all of that ground, and I've gone absolutely nowhere. Let's head off in this direction this time, because honestly, that other way almost seemed like it was just never going to end. Here's that ravine that should be all lit up now. Yep. No, that's not what I wanted. That's not at all what I wanted. Oh, what am I smacking my head on? Alright, there we go. Could have been worse, I suppose. Could have been a lot worse. Alright, well, let's head off in this direction, see what we can see what we can find. Again, ideally I'd like to find a cave, but the rule of Minecraft is, whenever you're recording, you never find what you want, you never get what you want. You want a certain enchantment, while you're recording, you're never going to get it. You want to find something, while you're recording, you're never going to find it. That's just the rules. That's the rules of Minecraft. It's in the code, I tell you. It's in the code of the game. Looks like there's a cave to my left, possibly. While the world just hasn't generated here. Looked like there may have been something here. Aha! Have we found a cave? I'm literally jumping right in. So, oh, and a spawner? No, that's just world hasn't loaded, but this could go quite a distance. So what is it? It's like Shift F3 to Shift Control F3 to reload chunks. Tab F3, Shift F3, Control F3, Alt F3. No, I don't know. Well, we'll just have to deal with unloaded chunks for a minute. I don't really need coal. Oh, that's broken. And, oh, I got a backup, though. See, I think ahead. I always think ahead. I'm very good at video games like this. I toggle between using the scroll wheel and using my numbers, and while I'm caving, I like to have these two guys next to each other. Two can play at this game, guy. Now you're gonna hit me, though. This is the problem. There we go. So I like to toggle between using the number pad and the scroll wheel while I'm caving. Mostly, and that's a dead end. Mostly because if you have, the way I like to have it is, you know, normally torches are around here, around these usually where that gold is. And so to switch back and forth between those two guys can get annoying sometimes. So right above the W key, you got your 2, so you can your 1 and 2, so you can get your bow or sword out as necessary. So that is why I like that. And because these chunks haven't been loaded for a while. Come on, come here. Yeah, that's right. Oh, you missed me. Oh, I got you that time. You don't even know. You don't even know. You don't even know what happened there. So yeah, because of what, you can just instantly jump over to your 1, 2, 3 key using one of your other fingers there. So it makes it easier. Wow, we're getting pretty down deep here already. I hear you, Mr. Zombie. I hear you. Oh, no, I want number 2 there. So there you can see that in action, that zombie not getting flung back at all, not knocked back, that's the word I'm looking for. He didn't get knocked back at all. Good for him, bad for me. Took a little bit of damage. Not too bad, though, now that we're fully ironed up here. Wow, so we are already down here. I never made a bucket, which is very smart of me. So let's do that. Hopefully, I'm in a cave, of course there's water. So, I hear you. Let's see here. Let's talk about customer service today. So, I recently got my... Oh boy, this is... No, you shoot him while I'm... Yeah, there you go. No, This is gonna be a problem. Oh, I'm out of arrows too. This is really bad. There we go. Oh, infighting. I got very lucky. They decided to start infighting. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just gonna have a snack here. You guys do that. I'm just throwing things every which way like a fool. Oh, you killed that guy for me. Thank you. Thank you, guys. It was so nice of you. Now I don't have to worry about a skeleton range shooting me. It's one thing I do definitely like. I definitely like the infighting that they do. Now, what I could have done if I was smart is just hit the button there and got it faster, but I was sort of freaking out. So, anyway, let's talk customer service here. So the other day, I got my oil changed, and I attempted to do it a couple weeks back. Hello, this is bad. This is really bad. I should have died. I should have died there. I freaked out. Didn't hit right buttons. That was scary. I need to make a... I don't have anything on the bar. I could get killed right now. Quite easily. Okay, let's get organized here. Why do I not have my pick on my bar? That is just the dumbest thing in the world not to have on you. Let's get this out of here, because that's unnecessary to have on the bar. Let's go ahead and heal ourselves up here. Take a little snack, and while that's happening, I can give a little bit of a... Okay, so, like I said, I hear you. I know you're around here somewhere. Got my oil changed not too long ago, and I had gone previously about to a different location. I had gone... maybe a couple weeks before that, and they were, I don't know, busy or whatever, what have you. I have no idea what was going on in terms of that, but the customer service that I received was absolutely terrible. I mean, these guys were basically acting like I wasn't there. I was standing in line. It was me, and there was somebody helping another person. I still don't have... Oh, I do have an arrow. At least one. Let's be really that close to me. You're gonna start explodifying. I don't need that for a survival series. Lapis is useless for survival. So I was there for maybe a good 10 or so minutes, and just in terms of the service, got nothing. Didn't have the person say, "Hey, I'll be with you in a minute," or "Hey, we're super busy today. Just give us give us a minute," or just nothing. Just I was not even recognized as being there, which was really disheartening, because this place is where I've been going for quite a while. Hello, you guys shoot yourself. Yes, I will fight the winner. I will fight the winner of that battle. Redstone, kind of useless block. Ooh, diamonds finally. Well, not finally, but that's definitely something I want. I will grab some redstone so I can do that cheaty hack. Cheaty McCheat hack. Cheaty McGee hack. Words. Words are difficult sometimes. So just absolutely nothing. So after a good 10 minutes, I say, well, you know what? Forget this. I'm being completely ignored. I'm out of here. You know, there's no point. Hello. How are you today? Oh, you got. That's just mean, guy. I know you used to be a cool guy, and so did you. Nobody coming up behind, right? That'd be good. I know you used to be, you know, one of us, so to speak, now, but that's just inappropriate and rude. These guys are just not very nice. A carrot? I don't really want a carrot. I don't really want a carrot. I want those diamonds though. I definitely want those diamonds. But so I was ignored for a good little while. And after maybe about 15-20 minutes, I just said, "Forget it. I'm out of here." And I just got up and left, and just nothing. I mean, that's absolutely no way to do customer service. I don't care if you're having the worst day of your life. You don't ignore a customer for 15 minutes while they're waiting, and they haven't been gotten to, so to speak, yet. So let's make sure these are. Oh, a big vein. Yes. Oh yes, this is what it's all about, right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Okay, so we got what, 5 out of that? 5 diamonds. Question is, what in the world do I want to do with those 5 diamonds? I am not sure. I am not sure at all. Do I want to make tools? Do I want to make armor? Personally, I think I'd probably get more utility out of making tools and weaponry than armor, just because I think the durability on armor is just so nerfed now that you spend a couple nights out fighting things and your armor is completely destroyed. Like, I've just been caving for a little bit, and look at that, helmet's almost gone. Well, not almost gone, but quite a bit has been taken out of the helmet, a little bit out of the boots, but so I'll probably stick with iron armor. It also makes it a little bit more difficult because you don't have that same level of protection. Plus, if I make a pick, I can get some obsidian, make an enchanting table. Should be nice. Should be cool. So I just straight up leave that place and I say, forget this. They're not taking care of me at all. I'm getting no service whatsoever. And so I'm not going to spend my money here. And that's the important thing to do. Is the most damaging thing you can do to a corporation is by telling them how you feel with your money. So you don't like a place, you don't think they're giving you good customer service. You say, forget it, I'm out of here. They're not treating me well. I don't feel appreciated. Like, I'm spending my hard-earned money on something that's well worth it. And so the best way is to say, I'm not going to spend my money here. I'm going to go somewhere else and spend it where I think it deserves to be spent. Oh, and that goes for a lot of things. I mean, that can be used or applied in a high. Yeah, very nice. That time I got the sword and blocked, and we're in the water. So that was a lot better. Getting better at this game. I swear I heard a little. I swear I heard a little bit of a sizzle there, but no, I think it was just me. Me feets. Steve Feets. But I think that's a good. It can be applied elsewhere as well. So I think you can use that sort of logic and that mentality other places too. Like, so in the U.S., it's very customary that with a meal, no matter what your service is, like you go out to a place, you got to give 15%. It's just customary, and it's in some countries it's very foreign. In other places they add it on; it's already assumed in there. But the argument usually for that is that we don't give our waiters and waitresses a livable wage, and that they have to live off of that. And in some places that's true. Some places, I think like Texas, their minimum wage is non-existent, or they don't have one, so employers can basically say, well, you're making $2 an hour, and the rest you got to make up in tips. Where I am in California, that's not true at all, and especially in the more urban areas, we have one of the highest minimum wages I think that I know of. I think it's like $10 an hour minimum wage. And so if you're a waiter waitress, hello block, invisible block somewhere. If you're a waiter or waitress, you are making that $10 an hour plus your tips, plus whatever you're making in tips. So if you work at a nice place, you could be making quite a bit of money. And the reasoning behind that is, well, because it's very expensive in these larger cities to live. And granted, that's true, but for the most part, people who are working those kind of jobs aren't living there, because even with that $10 an hour minimum wage plus tips, they're still not making enough to be able to afford to live there. Most of them. There are, of course, going to be exceptions, but for the most part, hello. For the most part, those types of people just aren't going to be able to afford that. So, what they do is they will live further away from those cities, but work in those cities and make that money that the city mandates, and go down, a couple counties away or a couple cities away, and that's where they live, and it's a lot less expensive there. So they're getting the benefits of making a lot more an hour than where they live, but then going home and living in a cheaper place. So it's sort of one of those things. Should there be a minimum wage? Should employers be the ones who decide that? Should it be up to the government to say, hey, you got to pay your employees this amount? I mean, if you're not paying your employees a fair wage, they're going to go look for a job elsewhere. They're not going to be working for you. And more than likely, you're not going to have happy employees, and they're not going to give a good product. So people will notice that, and people will not want to buy your product because it's inferior to another place, even if it is slightly cheaper. I mean, there are a lot of cases where people will vote for a little bit more expensive good or service because it's higher quality. I mean, look at cars. You can get a car that will last you darn near forever for $15,000, $20,000, or it's got a $15,000 or $20,000 car worth of luxuries in it. So it for the most part isn't going to have all the computer stuff, and it isn't going to have, I don't need lapis. It isn't going to have a lot of that fancy stuff there. Or you can go out and buy a luxury car that does have the upgrades, or you can get a sports car if you want something more sport oriented. So, and they cost more. So the sort of point of that is, I am very lost right now, by the way, in case you can't tell by me running back and forth three places. I really don't know where I am right now. Maybe this way. Let's see this way. I just want to find more cave, because I think that dead ends too. But, so the point is, a little bit of dark cave here, just light it up. I usually stick with the torches on the right idea. Okay, here we got more explorable cave, yeah. But we are getting long in the tooth here. We are getting close to the half an hour mark, and anything really past half an hour really kills my rendering and uploading times. It makes them exponentially, it feels, longer. So I'm just going to wrap up my thoughts. That is very dangerous. That's so. Why would you do that? That is such a dumb thing to do. Will that stop it? It should. I don't know why I did that. That was not very smart. So, I guess what I started on service, that seems extremely loud. Started on service, and moved on to, customer service, to luxury items, all that kind of thing, and whether or not it should be governmentally regulated, or if it should be just sort of, what's that term there? I know this term. What's it called? Supply and demand, capitalist. Whether it should be a capitalist or government, socialist, more regulated. And for the most part, I think that it should be supply and demand regulated. But anyway, I'm going to end this episode here. Hopefully I will find some inspiration to continue not only this one, but the other one, and I'm excited for the new terrain update that's coming out, because I think that's going to be really awesome for this series. So, anyway, hopefully it was enjoyable, and I will see everybody next time. Take it easy.